When it comes to home safety, we all want to feel secure in our own space. However, when you are home alone and hear a noise or feel a presence in your house, sometimes your imagination can run wild. It can turn what is probably just an innocent sound into something that is terrifying. You may be wondering who could possibly be outside. Scan your door at such a late hour and not know the real intentions behind their knock. Of course, there are certain times where you might expect visitors. This is because an argument with a fool is like a game of chess with two players, but one of them has already lost. However, if you find yourself in a situation where someone is trying to break into your home, you need to be prepared to defend yourself. This means that they may be violent and unpredictable, which puts you at risk of serious injury. By keeping your door locked and never opening it to strangers, you are reducing the chances of your home being robbed. By following the tips above, you can reduce the chances of it happening to you. Whether you live alone or with others, you should always take steps to ensure your safety and the safety of those around you. By following the tips above, you can help prevent accidents, injuries, theft, and home invasion. So be smart, stay safe, and never open the guest room after dark. Remember to never open the door to anyone you don't know and trust. Be aware of your surroundings and keep valuables out of sight. If you ever feel unsafe in your home, don't hesitate to call the police. Taking these precautions can give you peace of mind and help keep you and your family safe. Also, it's important to be aware of your surroundings and never open the door if you see someone suspicious outside your home. If you do see someone suspicious, you should contact the authorities right away. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to like and share it with your friends and family. Thank you for watching and stay safe. Additionally, you should always keep valuable items out of sight in order to prevent them from being seen by potential intruders. By taking these precautions, you can help keep your home and belongings safe and secure. If you let them in, you are putting yourself in danger. In order to protect yourself, it's important to never open the door to anyone you don't know. If you hear a knock on the door and you are not expecting any visitors, it's best to ignore it. The person on the other side of the door does not identify themselves or give a reason for being there. It's best to err on the side of caution and not open the door. If you feel threatened or unsafe, you should call the police immediately. If you are faced with this situation, it's important to keep your safety and the safety of your loved ones in mind. Confrontation may be inevitable, so you should be ready for it. If possible, you should try to avoid physical confrontation. However, if it is necessary, you should be prepared to defend yourself. It's also important to remember that everyone reacts differently to stressful situations. People may freeze, while others may become combative. It's important to understand your own reactions and how to control them in a situation like this. By following these tips, you can help ensure your safety and the safety of your loved ones. If you ever find yourself in a situation where someone is trying to break into your home, that being said, you should never engage with someone who is clearly trying to provoke you. Someone who is trying to break into your home is already agitated. Arguing with them will only escalate the situation. If you find yourself in this type of situation, it's best to remain calm and collected. Never engage with them or give them the satisfaction of knowing that they got to you. Always keep your safety in mind, and don't hesitate to call the police. It's fair if you hear a knock on your door late at night, and you do expect a visitor, then you don't have anything to worry about. In that case, go ahead and open the door. But if you live alone and were not expecting any visitors, then you should absolutely never open the door. The majority of home invasions happen when the occupants are asleep, and the criminals usually spend time scoping out the location beforehand, meaning they likely know whether or not you are home. If you are home alone and do not recognize the person on the other side of the door, you should never open it. Even if you do recognize the person, you should still be careful and make sure the door is propped open, using something like a doorstop. so you can see them without letting them in. There are many instances of people defending themselves against intruders by using whatever means necessary. Some may think it's better to be safe than sorry. Sometimes children can get overexcited and try to enter your home if they believe there is candy inside. Although this is probably not the case for most of us, it's best to be cautious and never open the door after dark unless you know who is on the other side of it. There have been several cases where strangers pose as utility workers or other professions to gain entry into homes. They will often knock on the door, and when you ask who is there, they will simply reply with a fake name. So they could be anyone from the water department, the gas company, or even claim to be a police officer. No matter who they say they are, you should never open the door. Instead, you can tell them you will call the number back yourself and then hang up. If you do suspect someone is trying to break in, you should call the authorities immediately. But with that said, let us take a look at some of the most common reasons why you should never open the guest room door after dark, and why you should definitely heed this warning. No. 1. A lack of familiarity. When it comes to opening doors, especially in the middle of the night, it's always best to be cautious. No. 2. Strangers and trick-or-treaters. Triad. If you live in a neighborhood where trick-or-treating is popular, then you should be extra careful on Halloween night. No. 3. To prevent arguments. You may have heard the phrase, never argue with a fool. No. 4. To avoid confrontation. It's no secret that many people feel uncomfortable with confrontation. No. 5. To prevent injury. When someone is trying to break into your home, they are likely desperate and willing to do whatever it takes to get inside. Number 6. To prevent theft. When someone is trying to break into your home, they are usually looking for valuables such as jewelry, money, or electronics. Number 7. To prevent home invasion. A home invasion is a scary and traumatic experience that no one should have to go through. In conclusion, it's always important to be cautious and never open the guest room after dark. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you have any experiences with opening the door after dark? Let us know in the comments below.